And we are back. And this is here comes transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. There's lots of comments. I'm in against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Let's see here. Trigger warning. You don't like what I'm saying? Go ahead, click on the video. Don't lie and say there's hate speech in my videos. Yeah, tweet. Just because of speech you hate, that's a different story. There's no hate speech in videos. It's speech you hate, that's a different story. Go watch something else. Sad. Yes. Let's continue going with people getting things wrong. The comment section is trying to about versus basic biology, and they're going to talk about that. And in this case, actual facts instead of what Sweet Baby says. Sweet Baby and the mainstream media, they're trying to lie. What Sweet Baby say, as they'll say. But yeah, this not safe for work picture. There's several not safe for work pictures on this tablet of growing up Lisa Simpson. One of them, one of my pet peeves with any not safe for work fan, cartoon fan art, is when they use glory holes. Now, glory hole. Okay, this is definitely going to be some, let's say, more than the sexual realm here. But yeah, that's how it is with this. That's the show. But anyway, a glory hole, for those that don't know, is a hole usually in a public restroom or something like that, that a man, or a male person with testicles, will put his penis into, okay, and hoping that someone, male or female, on the other side will pleasure it. Now, the main problem with those things is the fact that you never see who does it. There's a lot of problems with that crap. You don't know who is putting what on your stuff, okay. And trying to basically extract sperm from you, okay, from your body, okay. There's a lot of problems with that. First of all, on one side is the fact that you don't know if that person has nasty diseases in their mouth or whatever, that can transmit to your penis, okay. Or, on the other side, again, what if it's a female who's desperate to try to blackmail you for child support? Easy. Don't put your stick in that. Don't put your stick in that in the glory hole, because they'll be like, yeah, that was an awesome time. Yeah, well, that's the end of that. 9 months later, a year later, yeah, they're like, what? I owe child support? What? I didn't. Who? Yeah, no. Nope. Not good. Number 3, for the one, wanting to get the penis in them or whatever. That dude could have some stuff in his body, nasty stuff in his body that he could transmit to you. You don't even know who he is. All you see is his penis coming out of a hole in the wall. That is just nasty. I don't like the glory holes, even in cartoon fan art, because it's nasty. And it was like growing up college age Lisa Simpson be messing around with three of them. Yes, they're black dudes, but still, no, it's not right. That's an issue with stuff like that. Let's do stuff face to face. At least for real. We'll see you on here with Suicide Squad here. Stuff like that. Let's see here. There's some overlap, but this is important to talk about, so let's continue on here. Looks like started to I said big Superman Justice League game, but they were forced to make it something else. It looks like they started to when the WB said make it a live service, and the CW said here's the script. It's only for a few hours of story. I got 2 laughing sweat drop emoji. I got 2 likes for that. And then someone says you guys have got to stop using CW Inc. as a scapegoat, even though they are the reason why the game was like this, and a bunch of other games are like the way they are, failures. The one to blame for the story being the way it is Sefton himself, one of the guys who never wrote stories like this ever, and had a successful career in a game studio, that made a bunch of great games, not the ones who always kill studio, mess up studios and make horrible stories, just like Suicide Squad, just like Suicide Squad. No, sad that happens. And then what I say back? You mean the one of the founders of Rocksteady who never made a game like Suicide Squad before? You want us to blame him for a game written just like all like other baby games? Yeah, it's not happening. Eyeglasses emoji. Let's continue on here, please. So they made a decent game that took a risk. Took a risk. No, they made a horrible game that took a risk. Yeah, that took a risk and it was horrible. We should never make that game. I'd rather play this than Spider-Man Trash 2, which is too safe and boring. Yeah, I'd rather play Spider-Man. It's like comparing, crap. Do you want the crap that's like just the nastiest crap, or do you want the crap that's not as nasty? Well, it's not that bad. So, in the end, Peter Parker retires. Okay. Let's see. Maybe a better term would be: do you want crap or tripe? At least tripe is edible. So yeah. So Spider-Man 2 is tripe. It's like all this thing is crap. So yeah, that's what I'm glad. And so it's a go save everyone trash too if you want to save a boring game that doesn't upset you to someone else. To the person. And so it says, it's sad how people disregard the truth because it doesn't fit their narrative. Emoji. Yeah, it's one of Rocksteady's founders. If anyone is interested, there's an entire report on the development of Suicide Squad Justice League, baby. Knowing that Warner Brothers were the ones who wanted a single player to fight the whiplash, that makes no sense. Again, blame shifting. If they wanted the Warner Brothers, the parent company of Rocksteady, wanted a single player game, we would have got a single player game. And then you wouldn't hear them saying things like, we at Warner Brothers want to double down on live service games. Now, I'm not making this up. I'm not, surmising a theory here. That's what they say. That's what they're saying. Look it up yourselves. They're saying it themselves. We want to double down on live service games. That's what they said. So I'm sorry, but that bullcrap don't fly. That bullcrap don't fly. Let's continue on here. So it was Sefton's idea, Super Baby Ink or not. He did seeing how badly he effed it up. It was not Sefton's idea. Sefton's idea. Guess what would have happened? We would have gotten Batman playable, right? Arkham Knight asset flip, Batman playable. We would have got Suicide Squad. They would have been the original guys. I would have no problem with the original models for these characters. We would have got sexy Harley Quinn. How much time we got? We're gonna talk about this. We got time. Sexy Harley Quinn. White or Hispanic Deadshot. Okay, Captain Boomerang King Shark would be new, but they would have made them. They can easily make those guys. Probably a lot more characters to play as. Killer Croc's right for the taking. Cash would probably like to see him go to the Suicide Squad and get out of his jail. So he wouldn't be biting off any more of his limbs. Hello. There's so much better things they would have done. And then we could have the Justice League playable. We could have Justice League themed part of the city, just like with all the other Arkham Batman games. You can go to the Flash area. You can go to the Green Lantern area. You can go to the Superman area, you go to other areas of the thing and see different henchmen. That's what they did in Arkham City years before Suicide Squad. Arkham City, they had themed enemies. Two-Face goons, hung out in Two-Face area, Two-Face areas. The Two-Face area. Penguin goons hung out in the Penguin area. Joker goons hung out in the Joker area. That was. They had that generations ago. So it would stand to reason if Sefton and Jamie wrote and made Suicide Squad Justice League, the game that became Suicide Squad Justice League, then it would be more like the Arkham titles. Wouldn't it have been? Sorry. When you see this bullcrap that Super Baby does all the time, get sideline, weaken, and kill the white male main character who put the game on the map. Did it in Alan 2, did it in The Last of Us 2, did it in God of War Ragnarok, or not silent, weaken or kill. Weaken, corrupt, or kill. Yeah, they did it in Arkham, and they did it in Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, they always want to tear down the world. That everyone else that was made, that is established, and build up a new one that's not nearly as good. They always do that. They did that here. It's just like the Justice League. Batman stuff. Who cares about what Batman did? That's basically what Suicide Squad was about. Who cares what Batman did? All that great stuff he did. Who cares about that? We got these characters who aren't nearly as good. Who cares about the Justice League? They're there. Who cares about them? They're not important. Against cosmic threats. Get the Suicide Squad, yeah, guns, and plot MacGuffins. They'll fix it. No, they won't. I'm sorry. With Batman defeating the Suicide Squad in the original, in the game, that would have been it. See you next time.